This means there are natural proportions which add benefits like increased bioavailability. Coralline has an unusually high bioavailability. It has to do with the composition of coralline. Corals have been building ecosystems for 240 million years. They represent a pattern, a nutritional pattern that our bodies are built on. So our bodies are a very late version of what the corals established. This means we have very similar patterns. And from the similarity in patterns, we cannot say how many functions are programmed into coralline. We can say we see very unusual results. We are very happy, but we are not able to decode what nature has programmed. So now let us look at coralline on a level 4, the level of functions. On a level 4, we talk about natural mathematical harmony. On level 4, we do not talk about chemistry anymore. We do not talk about biology anymore. We talk about mathematics. Did you know that mathematics has a very, very close connection to music? The music you heard, was it really music? The most famous composer in history created acoustic mathematics. So what you heard was not really music. It was, let me be careful now, geometrical patterns that encode information that can be described by mathematics. So what is the design philosophy expressed in coralline on a level 4? It is the same exact design philosophy that made Apple the most successful company in the world. It is the Bauhaus design philosophy, and it is described in 3 simple words: form follows function. You can see the beautiful geometry in the coral. What you really see is encoded information that can be read by our physical bodies, because this represents an early version of us, a very early version. So at Coral Science, we do not think about ingredients when we think about a product. That's strange. We think about the function first. And then we think about what ingredient can perform that function. What ingredients are good team players to do what we want to do, or which ingredients can be programmed to do what we want to do. So let's look at H500 with a different thinking, with a level 4 understanding. The energy that we call life energy is created in tiny structures in a cell called mitochondria. Only recently, science discovered that these mitochondria are not tiny, small biological units creating life energy. They are highly advanced, nanometer-sized hydrogen fuel cells. We are only now entering the hydrogen age in technology. Nature has used the principle for 1.5 billion years. With H500, we provide mitochondria with the original, perfect, clean fuel that is hydrogen. Every disease, in last analysis, is a disease of the mitochondria. So on a level 4 thinking, we use the ingredients to give extremely advanced hydrogen fuel cells exactly the fuel they need to thrive. We are very proud that we, CoralClub, introduced dietary-free hydrogen to the world. And it was very, very difficult to help people understand what is this H500 all about. Now you get an idea what the thinking behind the function of H500 is. Now let's look at the Pentacom, which is a new product for CoralClub, but the ideas behind it are not new. These are time-tested ideas, but nobody knows them because they are on a level 4 thinking. On a level 4 thinking, potassium is not good for the heart. It does not matter. On a level 4 thinking, potassium is the police, the traffic police, if you will, inside the cell. Every single process in the cell is directly controlled by potassium. There's one problem. Potassium is quickly lost when we have stress. And if we have chronic stress, some cells lose the ability to take up potassium. When potassium is lost, chaos increases. Chaos in the cell translates into mutations. Those cells that lost the ability to take up potassium are in a permanent state of chaos. And they cannot take up potassium anymore. They continue to be troublemakers. Do you know how in medicine tumors in the body are detected? What they do is they give you radioactive sugar, and then they follow where the sugar in the body accumulates. That is where the tumor is. Because the tumor, because of the lack of potassium, can only survive on sugar. So all the sugar goes to the tumor. What we do with Pentacom is we understand sugar completely different than normal people. Normal people think about sugar, it's good for you, it's bad for you, it has calories, it is sweet, we love it, but we should not eat it. On a level 4, we think about sugar in a totally different way. Sugar and vitamin C have a very similar geometric structure. And those degenerated, damaged cells, the troublemakers, they love sugar. So we use this level of thinking to attach potassium to vitamin C. The damaged cells believe, oh, this is sugar, and they take it. we create a Trojan horse and shuttle the potassium into the cells. Now, you understand that we think about our products in a radically different way. We see on the nutrition facts label what everyone can see, but we think about it in a completely different way. So there are levels of synergy that cannot easily be described as magnesium helps potassium and calcium absorption. We are on a level that we cannot say these are team players, that potassium is good for the heart, but only if it comes together with magnesium and together with other nutrients, that it is having the systemic effect that we desire. The synergies are on a functional level. They are not found in chemistry or biology anymore. Because you believe, I have a dietary supplement, I take it, this must be chemistry, this must be biology. No. If you look very, very, very deep on the quantum level of reality, our world is a very, very different place. So the deep synergies of coralline, H500, and pentacon are found on an electromagnetic level. Now we do not talk biology anymore. We do not talk chemistry anymore. Now we talk biophysics. In biophysics, we use resonance and quantum effects. What is that, resonance, quantum effects? An easy example is a tuning fork. You know it. You use a tuning fork to tune your musical instrument. If you take two tuning forks that are identical and you strike one, the other one will give sound in resonance, although you did not strike the other one. This is the level of resonance and quantum physics. It is a ping-pong play of ingredients and products. Think of it like echo. I give a sound, something comes back. It is a give and take. It is harmonic resonance, and it is resonant answer. This is the level that our products really show excellence. This is level 4 thinking applied to dietary supplements. Johann Sebastian Bach took the same principle, applied it to music. Apple applied it to computers. Now, you understand that I live in a very different world. I want you to understand that if you discuss a product, most likely people are not able to think on various levels. Now, to make it practical for you, I want to show you what I do applying these principles. Please understand, it would take a workshop to show you what can be done, how we can use the principles that I described and to bring it in practical application. So today, because we do not have very much time, I show you how I use quantum physics at home every day, and you can do that too. I start in the evening. I take the best water I can get. I always use glass. I prefer a lid, a screw lid, so I can close the bottle very tightly. What I do in the evening with my bottles is I put one sachet of coral mine in one bottle. Then I open one capsule, H500, put it in that bottle. Next, very important, fill the bottle to the top. Then I close the lid very tightly. That's important. What happens during the night is an activation process. This activation process happens on an electromagnetic level. It happens on a photon level. It happens on a resonant level. If you will, let me be poetic, please. We start music, a night serenade. What happens is H500 is all about energy. The corals come from the ocean. All life comes from the ocean. With H500, we recreate the energetic state in the water that the coral originally was. All signal transfer in our body is electric. It's not about chemistry. It's not about biology anymore. It is about electricity. We recreate the original medium that we all come from. Our bodies respond to the electricity in a very positive way. That means the bioavailability, the programming, everything is much more powerful if the level of energy is exactly the same it was when the coral was still in the ocean. The coral gives alkalinity. That is correct. That is chemistry. But what coral does on a level 4 thinking is it restructures the water so it resembles the qualities of intracellular water. Intracellular water has an electric value like a battery, and you can measure it. That is why I like to give my water time overnight to do the process and to go through various levels of transformation. I use this water to dissolve Pentacon in. I love to drink that water with Pentacon first thing in the morning because my body has very low blood sugar in the morning. Do you remember the cells that love sugar? They are craving sugar in the morning. So if I take a Pentacon in the morning on an empty stomach, what happens? They eat the vitamin C, Trojan horses that shuttle potassium into damaged cells. This is how I keep myself healthy in an environment that is very, very unfriendly. We are exposed to all kinds of very serious influences: electromagnetic, magnetic, electric, chemical, everything under the sun. What we need as a biological system is a level 4 reset every day. And now you have a better understanding of the power of level 4 thinking in CoralClub products. Thank you very much.